Hello. Today we're going to do here we go again with the and I just finished crying. I'm sorry you guys. I watch these videos on, people helping out other people in a supermarket, giving them money or giving them a big tip as a waitress, and I just get so emotional, and I keep on watching them over and over again. My kids are, "Why are you crying?" "No, nothing, don't worry." So yeah, and I loved, the way people help other people, total strangers, and they help out, and it's such a wonderful thing. But anyways, we're here today for my challenge video. It's Tuesday, and I'm a little bit late too. It's actually Tuesday today because I usually do it a couple of days before. And this has been gessoed since Sunday. Not that you have to do it a couple of days before, but I had started this challenge on Sunday, and one thing led to another, and it's so hot here, so I haven't really been wanting to come into this room, and I still have to figure out a way to rig up this camera in my kitchen because there's air conditioning in my kitchen living area, so it doesn't go through the whole house. We have, the ones that are up on the walls, and so yeah, it's been really hot, and apparently it's going up to 50 this weekend. Yeah, 50 Celsius, you guys, 50 Celsius. I was talking to the girls. When I say the girls, I mean the admins and international crafters, Nikki, Eileen, and Annie. And I was telling them, we were talking about the temperatures the other day, and they're kind of having yucky weather right now because Annie's in Scotland and Nikki's in England. And I was telling them, they were talking about temperatures. That day that we were talking, they were having nice weather. We were talking about temperatures, so I ran to go and see the thermometer, what it said in my kitchen, and it had been about 6-7 hours that the air conditioning was on, and my thermometer read 26 Celsius in the house. Yeah, can you imagine what it was outside? Terribly hot. But anyways, so we're going to do this plate. Now this is an old plate, and I got lots of them because or somebody brought something with it and they never got it back, and I forgot whose it was. This had little tiny blue flowers all the way around it. Only plate like that. And so, and like I said, I do have a few of these plates that, have been brought here somehow and left here. So, and I want to try to get rid of them. Now what I'm thinking is, because these plates don't have a hole in here, I'm thinking somehow if I could stick some wire in, a U shape, and start Dagobah, start putting some glue on it with paper and sticking it that way. Or I remember my mother-in-law used to have these little clips that would clip on the outside here and have the thing on top to hang it on the wall, because this is going to be a mixed media plate. It's going to be like a canvas, but we're going to put it on the wall, and we're recycling our old dishes. So we're going to start with all different types of papers that I have here, and they're jelly prints on tissue, on what's this called, deli paper. I have some tissue paper. I have this beautiful paper that Victor sent me as well too, that I'm going to use up. And I was thinking for this little one here, my very first one, because I can make a whole set of them, I'm thinking of doing a little house and having Home Sweet Home, which I already have ready and stamped. We're going to use some of this as well too. Okay, so we might as well just get started. And put some. Now the edges I will cut after the whole thing is dry, so that way we're sure that, or I could start even pulling it over the edge if I wanted to, and then at the end I can just do, like what I said, with a little piece of wire, and do it at the end on the other side with, paper or tissue paper. So I get this on the way here. Yeah, so I keep on watching these videos, and I smile and cry at the same time. And they're really sad. The other day, what was I watching? Oh, they do these surveys as well too, of people, you know, dropping their wallet on purpose to see who gives it back, who, you know, people in the street, who runs and gives it back. And there are people that, you know, actually, I saw somebody putting their foot on top of the wallet and, you know, making sure the person was far away enough to, so he can bend down and take it. Yeah. So you see, and this was a girl walking with a carriage and a baby in there. If there was a real baby, I don't know, but she had a carriage. Yeah, so not sad too that, you know, people, like, you know, he saw that she was a mother with, you know, a baby in the carriage, and that money might just be needed. This morning I did a couple of more jelly prints for this project. I wanted some orange because I'm going to try to get, you know, a sky out of this on the top. And then I have some green where I'm going to try to get on the bottom some green papers. I'm hoping that this isn't going to be a two-part video. And, oh, talking about the two-part video. So, I don't know, you know, how many people of you guys saw my fish video. And I'm so sorry that a lot of people did go and see the second part. But in the second part, at the beginning of the video, so you don't have to watch the whole video, but at the beginning of the video, I show you guys a few of the fishies that I did and the way they can come out. So, you know, if you're interested in seeing, and there's even one done with sequins. The whole fish is covered with sequins. So if that interests you, you know, go on and check it out just to see how these fish end up being at the end. They're not only with wire. In the video, like I said in the beginning, I show, because then I continued on myself and started doing a whole bunch of them. So I have a few to show at the beginning of the video. You don't have to go and see the whole thing, the whole video, unless you're interested in seeing on how, you know, they were done. Yeah, that's why I don't like two-part videos. 2, 3. I don't like multiple part videos because you know, people think that what there was to see is probably all in the first video, but no. But naturally, sometimes it happens that I have to, you know, do a two-part video, or the camera shuts off, or I'm interrupted. Just kind of stick them down around the edge a bit, the papers, so that way it clings well to the edges. Okay. Yeah, just collaging. A lot of these papers on like that. I want some brighter paper. This is what Victor sent me. Now, what I can do is kind of define the ground, like the grass, and the sky with, I don't know, gelatos or paint after everything's dry, naturally. I'll put these up here. These would be cute as a series of faces, like who likes drawing faces, or like I said, a series of little homes, you know, and write Home Sweet Home on them, and then put them up on the walls, and they look really cute. It's a great way to get, you know, those dishes that you have that, you know, the set no longer exists, but you have a couple of them still. I have kind of, you know, a set that's, I still have a lot of the big plates, because my very first set had these huge big plates that were, you know, big enough to put a pizza on, a small pizza. And because they were of, you know, a terracotta plate, but a very thick plate, I kind of not really used them a lot when I first got married, because of them being so thick. And every time I would put them on the dish rack, because I don't have a dishwasher, but every time I would put them on the dish rack beside the sink, they would fall over. So I decided to put those away and not use them anymore. And yeah, so those ones are, but it's still, like I said, a lot of them broke because of that, because they kept on falling. So, you know, I got a set of plates that were a thinner type. I know I'm talking about plates, you guys. Oh dear. This was Victor's paper too, that I actually cut some leaves out of. This is a Big Shot leaf set, and I really like it. I did a stencil out of it actually. So I'm thinking to put him right here. And naturally this you can, you know, go into after with the pencil or a pen, and like emphasize all the leaves in there too, and it would be much more noticeable. Now I'm going to stick some little pieces here around the edges where it still has to be filled in, so that way I could start doing the little house as well too. And the I'm thinking of putting a nice big flower. And get this done. And I have a feeling that I'm going to be interrupted this morning, you guys. I just have a feeling. Yeah, it's getting really hot now. Oh my goodness, and I have to turn on the oven today too. I'm doing chicken in the oven. Yeah, so I'll probably be turning on the air conditioner much more earlier today. Okay, I'm going to try starting to dry this. Just have to cover up here. Another piece here. You guys seeing that? Yeah. Okay, and another little piece here. You know, and like I said, don't worry about the edges. Those can be fixed after. I would really like to do a second part on this video because of the drying time of what it's going to take and everything. But what I would love to do is, I was thinking of getting the embossing powder and embossing just the edges with some color that would go well with the end product. You know, what color dominates. Or I got a new heat gun, and it melts my embossing powder, whereas my Ranger's one doesn't. It's good to dry things, but, and I'm using it because it was the first one that I got. My Ranger one is, oh, it's over there, yeah. Because this is more noisier than the Ranger one. I have to admit that it's nice and silent. Oh man, I wish my camera had a pause button. I really do. I like videos where you can talk. I'll watch all kinds of videos, but I especially like talking videos where they're not edited. But I notice that some people, at least they can pause and then, you know, continue once the project's dry. Here, I'm sorry, you guys have to listen to this. And this is a lot of glue. So I'm probably not going to dry it thoroughly yet. But and start putting, you know, the house down. In the meantime, so we'll do that. So my house, I'm thinking here, I'm looking through Victor's beautiful pages. And let's see. Oh, I like this one because it's nice and bright. And that will show up nicely as well too. This is the one that I asked you, Victor, if you get bread in. These ones here, this type of paper here, we get bread or fruit. Okay. I'm just going to cut right now the width of the house, and then I'll see about the height. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that looks perfect. And then I'll be doing a roof on it, of course. Now, using old plates in another method, I don't know. Like I said, I put the gesso on, and because I'm doing it with papers, but I don't think if you're gonna go like and paint on top of that plate, I'm not sure if it's going to, you know, work, because it's always so slick. I'm wondering if you can sand it. Can you sand a plate? Oh, I really like this. Look at that. So let me cut this so I can get the perfect measure. I'm just winging it here, you guys, without measuring, without... Might be too tall. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to put that down like that. And I didn't even have to put glue on the bottom because the glue's still wet. It's still wet. And then with this heat, it's been like the other day when we washed that, when we cleaned the house, because I wash my floors once a week. The kitchen maybe gets washed more often, but my floors in the whole house get washed once a week. And we were noticing that it was so hot that it wasn't even drying. So these are the leaves that I cut. And this big flower that somebody sent me. Can't really see it on here, but I'm not worrying about that because once I outline it, you'll be able to see it. And it's such a pretty flower. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Cat Hand sent me this flower. Cat, if you're watching this, tell me if it was you. Okay, so we're going to start putting a door on this. I really like this one here. Nice, dark door. Everything's coming out wonky, you guys, but I don't care. And then I have these jelly prints here where I'm going to get the blue. Just the blue for the windows. Little wonky house. I just might get another color in here. Yeah. Okay. Let's see how many minutes. We're at 20 minutes already, I think, if I'm reading it right. I can't see it even with these glasses. Oh, you guys, I think there's going to be a part 2. And so that way I can let it dry really good. An air bubble there. I'll let it dry really good. Cut it all around. Because I do have even these here to paste on as well. And then we'll close it up and I'll continue the video once it's dry. Come on, you guys. I got them stuck here with something else. They're not coming off. There we go. Okay. Home. Sweet home. And I don't know what was wrong with this stamp. It was just not stamping right. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to leave it as it is. It didn't come out. It's one of those, you know, the letter stamps where you'll get the edging stamped as well too if you're not careful. And like I kept on redoing it and redoing it until at the end I said, you know what, it's staying the way it is. There's some, you know, little marks in it that you can see that it wasn't stamped good. But I thought then all together in the plate, it's not going to look bad. You're not going to notice it. Do this. Okay. So I'm thinking of going straight over the house or home. I'm just putting them down right now like that. Sweet home or home, sweet home. I like that. Yeah, I do like that. So that way up here, I can leave it free because I'm still not, like I said, finished with it. Where, you know, I can still continue adding. And I'm just patting it down because there's enough glue on the bottom to attach it like that. So there you go, you guys. I'm going to, like I said, let it dry. And you can barely see the flower, but I promise you once I have that all, you know, rounded up, you're going to be able to see it. And I might put a little chimney on it in the meantime. And hopefully for the next video, I'm going to have all this paper cut. So that way you can see exactly how it's going to look. Okay, so please watch the next video so you can see this finished. And I'll talk to you all later. Goodbye.